Great to have you with us once again for an update from the city of New Hope. Let's find out what's new and happening in the city with the mayor, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
I'm just fine. What a wonderful way to welcome in July.
Yes, we'll take it here. A lot of activities going on in July and throughout the coming months, so we'll give you updates on those. Also, we've got an election to talk about and a lot through some of the city departments, so stick with us here for a great update of what's happening in New Hope. Speaking of the election, let's start there. What is happening with the election right now? It seems so far off, but really now is the time to start thinking about it.
Well, there's a primary, and the city staff or city elections won't be on that primary. So the mayor and the city council won't be because we don't have enough people to have to narrow it down. But you can vote absentee by going into City Hall from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. You can actually register there, and you can get your sample ballot or your ballot and fill it out and put it in the little box if you wish. Or you can go online and order a ballot and it'll come to your house. You can also register online too. So order it in the house, you can mail it back in, you can bring it into City Hall. So this will be going on until the 12th of August because the actual election is the 13th of August and you cannot, I'm sorry, it will be the 13th of August, Tuesday. So you can't vote absentee at City Hall on election day. You have to go to your polling place to do that. So you can go onto that website to get your ballot, or you can just go into City Hall. It's really quick and easy. And what we'll be doing is voting for presidential and federal offices.
And here's that website again, mnvotes.org. A lot of great information there about the election that is coming up. Let's go to the Curbside Appeal Program as we move into community development updates. The Curbside Appeal Program has been doing very well, and you have another resident ready to participate.
Well, this is our 29th one. And of course, when you do that, you have to send your stuff to community development. They look at it, make sure it's a project that they'll cover. And then they cover 25% of the cost up to, I believe, $5,000. So this last one is for a new garage door with windows and some little side windows. So we're really happy. This is the Curbside Appeal Program. Really happy about what they're doing in the city.
Has been a big success. Let's go to scattered site housing, also a big success. We've got a number of properties to update you on today. Let's begin at 3611 Louisiana. This one looks like it's about ready to wrap up.
It is. So they graded the whole site, but then they have to put in the irrigation system and they plant trees and the water system, and they have to do all that before they put the sod in. So it isn't like we're just waiting around. They've got to get that graded. And of course you can't grade when it's raining. So they had to wait for that to get over with. So it's coming, but it just takes a while, and the weather is so confusing for us at the moment.
It is. Another unique property is 3840 Oregon Avenue. This is a house that the city's been looking at, and it's located in a very unique spot in the city. Mayor, where is this house?
This is the only house that sits in a park, and it's in Lions Park. And this house was built in 1959, and it's been a rental for quite a few years, and then now it's vacant. So we thought this was the perfect time to buy this house. What we'll do is go in and see if there's any hazardous material. They'll shut off the water and the sewer to it and the lights. And then we will actually, once we buy it, we'll demolish the house and it'll become part of the park. They're also looking at the stuff that's inside the house and seeing if we can use it somewhere around City Hall or at the police department, at Public Works. And it looks like some of the stuff like the appliances will be able to be reused.
Very good. Let's go to another property that's had a lot of work done on it, 4201 Boone Avenue. Again, final stages here as well on this property.
Again, they're grading, and once it's graded, they'll do the irrigation system, sods and trees, and the grading is done. So that's the other part, should be doing it this week, hopefully.
Next property, 4220 Nevada, and this is a house, speaking of the demolition and maybe getting some items out of it. You have a partner that you might be working with on this.
Well, at 4220 Nevada, what they've done is they've disconnected the power and the water. And we're working with a company called Better Futures. And what they do is they go into the house and remove any of the things that are usable, like flooring or doors, just anything, cabinets, anything reusable. This is quite an old house. It's been there forever. And so if they do that, then this company actually does the demolition of the house. Now, they might only want to do a partial demolition. We're working with them on what they want to do, but anything they can take out of there and reuse, of course, is helpful to them and the economy.
Here's a new property to add to the list, 5421 Virginia. Give us a little background on this property and what the next steps are.
So there's a couple houses on Virginia. This is the one we're actually signing on this one on the 12th of July. Once that's done, we'll again go in and remove hazardous materials and make sure everything else is fine. And then we'll tear the house down and sell the lot to a developer.
Next, a couple properties here, 7900 and 50th Avenue, a few spots there. And these are properties that you can really see some things coming up out of the ground.
Well, can you ever? So there's two lots. One is right on Winnetka, and the one inside, we call it the interior lot. That's going to be a two-story house. They're working on the outside of that right now and then doing some work inside. I understand that they have a signed purchase agreement on that house already. And
Also,
the other one they've got a permit for, and they'll start digging the hole once they get that permit and get ready to do that.
As you see, a lot of activity there with scattered site, also community development involved in the business networking group. And if you're watching one of the early areas of this update, you can maybe get the July event. Otherwise, you might have to wait till August. Give us a preview of both of those, Mayor.
Well, Crystal New Hope band together to do one networking group. So on the 3rd of July at 2 o'clock, it's going to be at a place called Principled Living, and they do tonal chiropractic services. Not sure what that is, and I'm anxious to go to that meeting and find out what that is. The next one after that is August 7th, and that'll be at 8:30. We have a company called Lynn Welding Training. So it's a school that trains welders, and it's at 4000 Winnetka. That will be where the next one is in August. So if you can't make one, try to make the other, because they're both free, and it's really nice to hear what's going on in the city and the different businesses.
Yeah, great way to find out about what happens in some very unique businesses in the city. To the police department we go. A couple updates here. We've been talking about some cadets with the city that it sounds like they had a very busy last week.
They do. So it's called Growth Through Opportunity, and it gives these kids a chance to just take a taste of what the police department's doing, what other departments in the city are doing, and that's something they can put on their resume. So this last week, they helped deliver food to the near food shelf. They delivered Meals on Wheels. They toured the Hennepin County Dispatch Center and the Maple Grove Training Facility. So they've been busy all week with these kids, and they're taking them to the different departments to see what's going on for them.
One other item from the police department to update you on is drones, and they have become a very important tool for police departments and public safety. Tell us about the discussions in New Hope about drones and how they might be used.
Well, one of our captains came in to tell us about this. Drones are not a toy, by the way, for the police department. So he's proposing to get two of them, one full size that would look over an area to make sure that it's safe for the police to be there. And the other one's a smaller one that could go inside buildings so they can look inside and guide it around. So a lot of research has gone into this to make sure that these are the kind of drones that we need and what we're going to do with them.
Next to Public Works, let's talk about this crew that's been busy with the nice weather. They have been outside at all opportunities doing a wide variety of things, such as, Mayor, what are they up to?
Well, these are the golden guys, and I think they're just amazing, the stuff. So they fixed a water fountain leak at Northwood Park. They did a valve repair on 36th and Winnetka. They replaced a lift station rail guide. They inspected some plugged drains at the police department garage. They did some painting of striping at the ice arena. They did some in-house tree removal and sweeping streets. And along with all that, they're mowing the parks and they're mowing the public areas. So these guys are really, really busy this time of the year.
And when they're not outside getting their hands dirty, they have to attend a lot of meetings to keep up to date on projects. Give us a list of some of the meetings they attend to really keep informed and keep on top of things.
Well, these meetings are mostly attended by the director and the upper staff, but still there's a lot of them. So the South Water Tower is being repainted. They're having weekly meetings on that. Phase 2 of their expansion, they have weekly meetings on that to see how that's coming along. We're in the process of doing a water service survey. Don't know what that is exactly, but I do know they go to those meetings to just keep checking on that. The 36th Avenue Bridge, the bridge is actually in, but now they're doing some cleanup on each side of the bridges, and they're removing some walls. And then on 31st and Louisiana, the reconstruction project, they have a weekly meeting on that too. Now, if that's not enough, the 2024 infrastructure project between the Louisiana and Medicine Lake Road, they did some reclaiming, and now they're about to put the bituminous stuff down, whatever that is.
Project moving ahead there, and the joint project between Crystal and New Hope, we've been keeping you up to date on that, and it looks like they made some great progress in the last week as well.
They've got the water main hooked up. I think the sewer is just about hooked up. So all of that is being done with the two cities jointly, but of course it takes a lot of management's time just to make sure that it's going the way everybody wants it to go on both sides of the street.
All right, let's hop over to Park and Recreation. We have plenty to talk about here. Let's begin with some camps, field trips, all sorts of great opportunities. Boy, we wish we were a kid again, don't we?
We do. So they did a field trip to Dick's House of Sports. Don't know what they did, but I guess they got to play in where they hit the balls and baseball and just look at what they have. They also did a horseback riding lesson, and the girls and boys basketball camps, and a skateboard camp. So they also had the first summer story time in the park that was greatly attended by lots and lots of kids. So the kids basically sit on the stage by the storyteller, and the parents sit in the background on the stairs, if you will.
Sounds like great fun. Let's talk about some of the playground programs now. So this is taking a lot of activities right to people's neighborhood playgrounds. What happens here? How does this work?
Well, Hidden Valley Park and Holiday Park are the two parks that do that. And it's in your brochure, so look that up. But they have events there where they have playground helpers that come and plan games and events, and they have lessons and just things to do at the playground. And they're usually open every day of the week.
And here again is that brochure. So if you need to catch up on things, we're going to mention this again in just a second with some of the things going on. Let's talk dance, though. The dance program had their great recitals in the springtime, but they're already gearing back up once again.
They are once again. And they allow the kids that are already signed up to sign up first, because a lot of those kids have been in the program for years, and they really want to make sure they have a spot for them. So last week and this week, the returning dancers are signing up. And starting next week, the new dancers will be able to sign up. So if you're interested in signing up, again, look in your brochure, and it'll give you some information on where and when that happens.
Speaking of the brochure, this one is almost obsolete, Mayor. It is really hard to believe. And they're already working on fall, not only with this, but other things as well.
Well, they've been working on the fall brochure since that one actually got published. Right. And they tell me they just have to do that. But they're also looking toward the fall now. They're looking for not only programs, but coaches for those programs. They're scheduling times for the gym and the fall fields. They're looking for the baseball teams to sign up, softball teams to sign up, coaches and refs. So anything you can imagine, call Park and Rec, and if you want to sign up to be one of these things, they'll tell you where to go.
Park and Rec also works on some heavy stuff like weeds and trees. So not just fun all of the time, but some of these more serious things. Give us an update on those two areas. What should we know about weeds and trees in the city?
Well, the city forester works for the Park and Rec department. And if your weeds are too tall or your grass is too tall, you'll get a letter of abatement, meaning you have to cut it. And if you don't, after either a week or 10 days, you'll get a fine, but you still have to cut it. So you might as well cut it when you get the letter or before you get the letter, so you don't have to do that. That's true with trees too. So if you've got a tree that's in danger, not in danger necessarily of your house, but in danger of falling on the street that isn't on our property, the city's property, it's on private property, you'll get a letter of abatement on that. Again, you have a certain amount of time to take care of that. Now, I just heard that Hennepin County has a website that you can go to maybe get some help removing these trees, because it's been really, really expensive for the city.
Mhm.
And I know it's expensive for property owners. So we've been putting about $500,000 a year into this for the last couple of years. And we've got a few more years to do that. So we know how expensive it is. So
Yeah.
go onto that website with Hennepin County. They might be able to help you. If you get confused or can't get on the website, you can always call the city forester. He'll help you get onto that website and help you fill out the application. So maybe you can get some help getting those trees removed.
Very good. Now to a couple of the park and rec facilities to tell you what's happening at some of these gyms throughout the city. The first is the golf course. They are ready for you to come play with some beautiful looking grass and trees.
Well, it looks just like it does behind me now.
Mhm.
It hasn't looked like that all the time, though. So there are leagues going on. So if you're going to play during the week, you need to call to make sure that there's an open tee time. You always should make a tee time if you're coming in. Always open golf on Saturdays and Sundays, and there's no leagues on Saturdays and Sundays. So sign up for those things. A lot of times there's kids leagues going on. So you want not on Saturdays and Sundays, but during the week. So call ahead of time. The patio, they have a few spots left open for that. So if you need to have a party or a gathering on the back patio, now's the time to sign up because they really go quickly.
Let's hop over to the ice arena, talk about some of the activity there. And it sounds like some of the youngest ones are even getting on the ice in summer.
Well, Cooper Armstrong has a mites program, and that might be little, tiny, little guys. So the little guys are playing there with rental time. And of course, now the men's group have about 8 times slots that they also play. So lots of activity. There's open skating going on Fridays and Sundays also. So lots of time to go and skate.
And here's some reminders about the aquatic park, when it will be open, but also a reminder here at the end of when it will be closed. So first, open. It is open all the time. People can really go over and enjoy it right now.
They can. So it's open on weekdays from noon to 8 and on weekends from 11 to 7. They have a top time, and that happens on Saturday. There's going to be 2 of them, one on the 6th of July and one on the 20th of July. And that's from 9:45 to 10:45. And what that is so the little ones can come in with a parent that comes in free. You have to pay for the tot. I think it's $5. And so they can play without all the big kids around. They just have time by themselves. There's also a lot of other stuff going on, like water walking, lap swimming. Again, call or go online and look at what those times are and how much that is to do these things. But the pool is really, really active. And now those are the times that are open.
Mhm.
Now, closed. On July 12th, 13th, and 14th, there's a regional swim meet. And how that comes about is when we put the pool in, we wanted to just have 6 lanes, and the swim team asked us to put in 8, and we asked them for money. In exchange for the money they gave us, we told them that they could have the pool. Of course, they rent it. They don't get it for free, but they could have the pool exclusively on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of July for the regional swim meet. That meet brings a lot of people into town, not only eating at our restaurants and staying at the hotels that are near here, but shopping at Hy-Vee and just being in town. So it's a real busy time, but just keep in mind that the pool would not be open for anything other than the swim meet on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of July.
Who knows, maybe some future Olympians training at the New Hope Pool with that meet coming up here with the Olympics this year. Let's end with a couple final notes today of some things that are happening in the city. And the first, now that we're in July, let's think about August a little bit and get people thinking ahead to Night to Unite. Remind us what that is and how people can maybe get involved in an extra special way.
Well, they call it Night to Unite. They used to call it, I'm not sure what they call it. It's been a long time. But if you want to sign up for that, you should do it before the 19th of July. If you sign up your group, they give you a party kit. They tell me they have 50 party kits and they have a few left yet. So if you're interested in signing up, you should probably sign up soon so you get one of these party kits. The Night to Unite is going to be the 6th of August. Okay. And that's when people just get together. They have a barbecue, or sometimes they just have an ice cream social. One thing I want to tell people, if they would like the police chief and I and the city manager to stop by, they need to indicate that on their sheet when they sign up. They don't let us just drive around and look for parties. They actually give us a schedule and tell us where we're supposed to go and what time we're supposed to go there. So if you're interested in doing that, sign up that way. And you have until the 19th. And if you do that, you might get a kit.
Very good. Great event for all residents. Let's move a week later into August then and talk a little bit about Safety Camp. Again, remind us what that is, who it's specially for, and some of the great things that'll happen there.
So Safety Camp is going to be August 13th through the 15th. So those 3 days, it's open to all kids that are entering 3rd to the 5th grade. They tell me that if you sign up before the 12th of July, you'll get a $5 discount. It's worth it to sign up per kid, by the way. So it's worth it to sign up early if you can. So those 3 days, the kids will be at camp from 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. They learn everything safety, water safety. They get to be in the pool. They learn fire safety, electrical safety, crossing the street, bike safety. If it has the word safety in it, they're going to learn it in those 3 days. The kids just love it. And then they have a graduation on the 15th, which includes dinner, and then the parents and the kids do a little song and dance for us.
Here's that website, newhopemn.gov. Find out more about getting involved in the Safety Camp or other things throughout the city, or just keep up to date of what's going on. And one final note, really quick, upcoming here, is more music in the park. And again, this is the place to go, Mayor, to find out about some of the different bands that are coming up. And the next one is when? Early or mid-July?
July 10th it will be. And they're free, and they're really kind of fun. They usually start at 7 o'clock, go to 8:30. And you can look in your book to see who's coming next.
Maybe some food trucks even there at those events as well to meet your hunger needs. Mayor, thanks so much again for the update today, and stay with us, viewers. We've got a look at some calendar of events of things happening right around the city. Mayor, have a great week. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Dave. Enjoy the summer.
You as well. Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.